Hey guys, welcome to Matt's Garage. It's 3:30 in the morning. Don't ask, but the point of this episode is that it's time to end season 3, guys. It's been a super long season. I've got a ton of work done, and I think I'm at a point where I can say, hey, this is a milestone for the project. So today we are going to put this axle under the Bronco and then roll this old girl out of the garage to get some air. As I was cleaning my workbench, I realized there's a couple things I've never shown you guys. First of all, this is some of the hardware I got CAD plated. This is the rest of it. So you see I even have my door regulators, all my springs, all my latches and stuff. All of it's cadmium plated. So that should last me quite a long time. Also, before I sent them off to the CAD plater, can you see that? I laid them out on like a cutting mat and marked their thread size, and you can see their length on the cutting mat lines. So I have a bunch of these for different parts of the Bronco. So if you're like trying to figure out where your hardware goes or what nut goes with what part, I don't have it all, but I can send you all my photos and maybe it'll help you guys. Just email me and let me know. Before I lift this off, I'm going to put the wheels on so that I'm resting the wheels onto my dollies instead of the brake rotor plate. And with the wheels on, I can bring the knuckles in and out and try to put some toe into this. And that way I can install my adjustable drag link. And then when I have it onto the dollies, the knuckles aren't flopping around. You'll find that if your drag link's not on, this thing just goes wall-eyed and it's really hard to control when it's on the ground. So, and then I'm going to bring my hoist over and pick it up. It's only teenage wasteland. A little too early to be using power tools. I got pretty cool neighbors, but 3:45 in the morning might be cutting it. Do you guys ever do this where like you, I do cheat on the time. Like I know it's 3:45, but I'll just do one of these. I figure that's not gonna wake anybody up, right? Then Mrs. Matt's Garage will come down and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm just kidding. She never says that. That's why she's awesome. I wanted to show you guys the new tie rod and drag link compared to the stock. So this is for the T-style for the 66 to 75, part number 3850 from Tom's. These are the components you get here, and it comes with obviously the nuts and the washers and the Zerk fittings and everything. So everything's greasable just like stock. The difference is I ordered it with this additional adjustable drag link. Because you set your toe in and your toe out with this, but then you're at the mercy of the stock drag link for where the steering arm sits in relation with your with this. So when you set up your tie rod this way with the adjustable, you can set your tie rod, get your toe in, get it perfectly straight. And then you can adjust your steering box and get that arm perfectly in the center of its throw, and then hook this up. And that way, you don't get any wonky steering where you got more turns on one side than the other. So that's why this is useful. Obviously, left and right hand thread. Just a tip I'm thinking about is don't throw away your old tie rod. Take off, cut it here and there, and use this for an adjuster. You can always, if you can get it unseized from the rust, you can use it like for the door openings. If you've got a brace in your door openings, you can use that in the middle of your brace it's a free adjuster. So that's my tip for the day. I'm gonna just clean these threads up and then put some Bow Shield T9 on these. It'll help keep them rust protected, keep the dirt out of the threads, and that way I can easily adjust them down the road. Quarter, 52, 52 1/4, 53, 52 1/2, 52 3/4. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, it's all measured up. I'm just gonna pack some grease. Das Boot. Now this washer must go on top. So, okay. Trying to figure out if I put anti-seize in here or not. Let me look that up. To the Google. The internet gods have spoken. I am going to put a tiny bit of anti-seize on this taper. This should be facing sort of, you know, up, kind of. The internet gods have spoken once again. And I'm talking 50 foot-pounds. Perfect. That's it. Get the Zerk fittings in there. Before I mount the brake lines, I'm just making sure everything works. So these are the mounts for the brake lines. They mount to the side here, and I'm just double checking the fitment. These are super nice. I bought the full brake line kit. It's got all the brake lines from the master cylinder all the way to the calipers, so front and back, super nice. So this is going to go here, and then the driver's side is zip locked on, but basically, I mean, it's like a factory fit, I think. I mean, you have to bend it a little bit to get into the contours, but this will fit into the drop from the proportioning valve, and this will go into here, and this will thread into here, and this will go onto your caliper. Pretty trick, man. But I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to mess up my brake lines when I'm setting all this up. I just wanted to see how hard it would be once I actually get it under the vehicle. You can do this with a friend. I do have some friends, but I don't have any 4 in the morning friends. So I'm going to use my Harbor Freight friend here. That's some professional rigging right there, man. Smooth move, X-Lax. All right, we're making progress. I've got the axle on the ground here. I've got all my bushings, and for the front end, including the radius arm bushing for radius arm, and then I am going to go through those photos I showed you earlier, find all the hardware that goes with the spring cup retainer thingies. Yeah, get my spring set up so that what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to roll this out. Let me back up. Going too fast. Bronco lean. Discussed ad nauseum on all the forums, but basically you want to make sure that your radius arms aren't doing one of these things. You want them level with your axle. So I'm going to bolt those up level, okay? Then I'm going to take this whole assembly around, slide it under, because I got jack stands up here, I can't. Then I'm going to put a bar here, jack up and down the front end, and use ratchet straps to pull the whole assembly into place. Then bolt those on, put in my springs, lower the frame, put the tires on, and then we're ready to roll, man. Exciting. So I spared you the hooking up the radius arms deal. Nashville's already been through that brain damage. I don't need to redo it, but I don't know if this is Chris Z's trick, but Chris Z sent me the photo, so I'm just going to show you how I actually pulled it to get both of the bushings to seat into the frame mounts. So I used the blue ratchet strap to pull the radius arms to be the same width as the frame mounts, and then I basically hooked up 2 ratchet straps from the front axle to the back axle and squeezed them together, and that pulled them right in. Really took no effort. Thanks, Chris. Buenos dias! It's a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest for the first time in like 4 months. And I'm gonna be in here with you guys. That's how much I want to get this Bronco done. So, yeah, but I gotta overcome the stupid why is this so... Okay. So, this, the spring retainer, yeah, on the other one, the captive nut broke off, so I welded it back on, but I welded it on the wrong side and on the wrong hole. So I gotta cut that off. I got a CAD plated too, so I gotta cut that off and paint it. And then I can put the spring buckets in, axles in. We're getting there! So excited. I don't know why. It's just like amazing that I went through the old pictures, where I started. I have a long way to go, but it's just cool that I'm putting the Bronco back on its own suspension. Boom, baby! This is what a 2-car garage feels like, I guess. Wow, guys. That's season 3. So I got a question for you. What do I do next? So I've got basically 2 options. I got all my body panels here for rebuilding the whole body, basically. And then I got the motor, the tranny, and the transfer case. I'm like debating, do I do the, let there be light. Do I do the, should I make sure my other lights run. So do I do the mechanical first? My issue is, okay, let's say I start the engine and transmission, right? I rebuild the tranny, I get the motor rebuilt, then it's gonna sit for a while. But then again, it'll be in the car, and then you're like doing body work around the motor, and I'm like, I don't like that idea. At the same time, I don't have to put it in the motor, I can just put it back on a stand and bag it, and then do my body work. I don't know, Part of the problem is like, it's still wet and cold here. So I want to take the body off the frame and put it in this other bay. But then I got to kick the wife out while it's rainy. And Mrs. Matt's garage is pretty cool, but that's an uncool thing for me to do. I don't know, guys. I'm open to ideas. So looking forward to the next season. It was really tough. I almost quit like five times this season, especially with the ring and pinion. And then, just everything, one thing after another. My health wasn't that great. I was traveling a lot. But I stuck with it, and now I got a rolling chassis, which is great. It's so stupid, right? I mean, it's barely a car, but it just feels more like a car rather than an albatross around my neck. So happy to have that done. Looks like I might have some Bronco lean going on there. I thought I took care of that, but no, it's definitely leaning a bit there. So I might have to fix that. But I'm babbling because it's just been such a lot. 30 episodes a year, just in this season, not including all the subscriber rides and stuff. A lot of work, a lot of money, but hey, that much closer to having a Bronco. See you next time on Matt's Garage.